Hi, I'm Suzanne Castle, and this is the Thought Leader Thursday. I'm here today introducing you to another incredible leader, thinker, doer, and all-around amazing human who's going to help each of us think about our world a little bit differently than anyone else. From artists to teachers, from actors to moms, from the big names to the you didn't know about them till now names, my hope is that you will connect with a leader who helps you light up in your corner of this galaxy. This is the Thought Leader Thursday show. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Thought Leader Thursday. I'm Suzanne Castle, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the chaos circus. We all know it, we all feel it, those places where we get stressed out, we're frustrated, we're burned out, we're overwhelmed. Is that resonating with you at all? I'm sure that it is, and I'm so glad that you're here because today I am your featured guest with the amazing Garrett on hand as always. So Garrett, I'm going to throw it to you. What are your signs, your symptoms that come up from you when you're just in that kind of chaos, circle, weirdness space? What happens to you?
For me, it's a lot of initial, shutting down, where it's just like nothing's working. Today's one of those days. We were talking about that beforehand.
Yeah.
I've had so many audio things go wrong today, but we're working through it and we're figuring it out as we go. But my initial instinct is just like, oh, we'll just do it tomorrow. Like, hands off, I'm shutting down. But like that's not a way to handle it overall. So I guess, like I said, initial is that, and the second way is like, okay, well, how can I fix it? What do I need to do to get this in working order and to get it to where it needs to be?
Yeah, I really like that. I think so many times we're stuck and we stay stuck in our mindset. We're not really sure what to do next. And I find that most of us actually have things right in front of us every single day that could make us deliriously happy and get us off that kind of crazy train that we're on. And it would help us show up in a different way as the sparkly, magic, mojo, boss making people that we are. It's just that we have a mindset block, or we have habits that we have fallen into that allow us to just kind of stay in that place that doesn't make us feel very well. So today I want to talk a little bit about how we can do that. So today I'm going to help you control the chaos circus, recapture your mojo making self, and get you back to your sparkly wonder, because that's what we're all about here in the Thought Leader Thursday. You know, there are some key attitude shifts that we could make for a happy life, and sometimes we're just not sure where to go, what to do, or what they are. And I find this in a crazy stat. So did you know that approximately 40% of your happiness is truly up to you? What does that mean? 40% of your happiness is truly up to you. What that means is an oversimplification, I think, to say that, oh, we can control, 40% and 60% we just kind of throw away. But science has determined that really and honestly, your happiness level is this complex interaction between your DNA, your genes, your behaviors, your mindset, and your circumstances. And so while each of us have a genetic set point, kind of like we do for our height or our hair color or our weight, we also have a set point for our happiness. So what that means is 60% might not be under your control, but 40% is. And I have to tell you, that 40% I am chasing every single day to make my life better, happier, and to live life with more energy and zeal. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to be positive. So having a positive view on life, it's not necessarily being Pollyanna and all those things. We all have difficult times. The difference, the shift is that we make an effort to see, what are we learning here? What about, like today, for example, where my technology has been a nightmare, hasn't been great for Garrett either. What am I learning? Probably that I overschedule myself. We're going to talk about that in a minute. That I don't easily say no to people. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that too. And I could just say, oh, like Garrett said, and throw my hands up and done, and we're just going to push it off to another day. Or what am I learning here? And so I make an effort to overlook kind of the negative aspects of a certain situation, let's say, and because I know I am unlikely to change anything from that moment if I have a negative view. Here's the thing. If you say every day that you're going to wake up and see something icky, hey, guess what? The universe comes towards you and said, great, I'm going to show you all the icky today. Or you can wake up and you can say, today, I'm going to see a miracle. Today, things are going to go right for me. Today, by the end of the day, I'm going to get my list accomplished. And you know what happens? Your brain actually steps up to the plate and helps you respond in that manner, because you see, positive thinking gives you that confidence. It changes everything internally on a cellular level to help you go after those goals. I want you to consider with me for just a moment all the times that you've doubted your ability to do something. How often are you able to succeed when you've doubted yourself? Right? It just doesn't happen. That's the power of your mind. That's also the power of positivity. And I don't mean in some kind of pop psychology throwaway manner. I mean, really and truly, science tells us that what we're feeding our brain, what we're saying to ourselves, how we're showing up every day has a huge impact on how we walk through this life. So when you begin to embrace these positive thoughts, happiness comes towards you. And one way to do that is actually by reframing. And we're going to have a guest on by the name of Carol Boston in a couple of weeks, who is the queen of reframe. And reframe, what it means is it literally, you take a negative thought and you switch it around. And we can start to kind of get in that mucky mindset of, well, life shouldn't be this hard, right? I'm having to do things that I should never have to do. I have so many challenges. My life is cursed, right? I bet right now you've been in that mindset once or twice or on a weekly basis, right? But if you continue to play those same thoughts out over and over in your mind, they just become the ticker tape. And when they become the ticker tape, they get deeply embedded on a cellular level inside of you. So we want to shift our thinking about a situation. And there's this change in the emotional tone when you say, wow, today hasn't gone my way. What could I do next time to better prepare myself? Hey, technology isn't working so great today. Maybe, just like everything else in the world, I need to turn it off and turn me off and maybe go outside today and do something different. That process of reframing allows you to show up and not let the little hiccups that come along completely dictate how you're showing up in the world. The second point that I want to make is that we need to be grateful. We hear a whole lot about gratitude journaling and how you should, before you hit the pillow at night, name 3 things that you were grateful for in the day. And it's sometimes easy to overlook the blessings in our life because negative circumstances, they just cloud our thinking and our viewing and what we're considering. But when you possess that kind of attitude of gratitude that we hear and that we see on t-shirts everywhere, you'll find that happiness actually pushes you through even your most difficult days. So when a situation has a less than feasible outcome, let's say, you avoid dwelling on it, and instead you're going to be grateful for the experience and what it taught you. That links back to what we just talked about a second ago on being positive. And then you're likely going to know how to proceed and show up the next time. So one thing that I advocate for with my clients is to take time during the day to meditate. Now, this doesn't have to be the om, and it doesn't have to be all the bells and whistles or a gong or all the things. That's not even what I'm advocating for. What we have to do is actually give our brains a break. We have to let them turn in a different direction and literally fill our bodies up with oxygen, because when we do that, the cellular parts of our brain expand. And when that happens, we can think bigger, more amazing, imaginative thoughts. And when you're stuck, that's what you need to do. So the process of meditation might be something like, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to breathe 5 times in and out. Or for you, it might be, I'm going to think of one thing I'm thankful for right now in this minute. Or I'm going to take a 5-minute power walk around my office space if that's what it takes. But all of those things, you're constantly telling your body, I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for the break. And that reset to your brain will make you feel better, and that attitude will shift you so that you can continue to go after all of those things that you really wanted. Now, the next one may seem a little duh, right? But it really is to be kind. And here's what I mean by that. You know, I'm in Texas, and one of the great things about the great state of Texas is people are very friendly. And they like to chit-chat with you when you're on a highway. They wave at you, you know, and if you're not from here, the first couple times you're like, why are they waving at me? I don't even know who you are. But there is science behind being kind. But many of us misunderstand what true kindness is. True kindness is often experienced when you sacrifice for someone or something else. So let me ask you a question. How many times do you think in the last week that you've been truly kind? You're going to recognize true kindness because internally you have something happen to you. It's wonderful. Our bodies show up for us. When you experience true kindness, you actually get warm on the inside. You feel heart warmth, or your skin feels a little tingly and warm, amazing way, not that goosebumpy, ucky way, right? That is a sign that you're experiencing warmth because the energy shift changes. I know this sounds a little woo-woo, but when you approach others with that heart of kindness and how we can draw towards each other and make each other's day just a little bit better, you get a reward internally and they get a reward too. So be kind. My last tip for you is one that probably is the one that my clients struggle with the most. I speak about it all the time on stages, and that is to be about the no's. Be about the no's. Okay, I think part of our circus life atmosphere is because we're so used to saying yes. Here's what I mean by that. Instead of overcommitting ourselves, we really need to be saying the word no. No is a complete sentence. No. You should practice it right now if you want to. I don't care if you're in your car right now listening to this. You could scream no and nobody's even gonna know. No. No is a powerful, powerful word to help you reclaim your power and get control over your life. It's a powerful word. Most people I know, they put meetings on their calendar and nothing else. Like, I have to be here, I'm going there, I'm meeting this person. But what they fail to put on their calendar is, hey, I have a project coming up and I'm going to need 15 hours to complete that project. And they fail to put those 15 hours somewhere on their calendar. So then they've got all this white space, right? And when you've got all that white space, what do? You fill it up with all the stuff. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, you don't have time to do those 15 hours of project work. And now what happens? You're overcommitted. When you're overcommitted, you start to feel anxious, like we talked about earlier. When you start to feel anxious, what do? A lot of us just go, I can't do it, I'm leaving it for another day, which creates more anxiety. Or you're just like, you just do like this, you go really quick through it and you don't do your best work. Aren't you tired of that? I'm tired of that. Well, you've got to be about the no's. If a productive week means finishing that report, then you have to calendar it. Because when you do, you're going to get quick clarity on how much time you're spending, how much time you have for yourself, for your friends, for your loved ones, how much time you have devoted to your health and your sleep and your sanity and your laughter, your own self-care, and to your workload. Notice that was the last one that I talked about. And I know that saying yes makes you feel good. I love to say yes to speaking opportunities and people who need my help and going out with friends. And yes, of course, I'll make that happen for you today. It makes you feel good on the inside. But it's also killing your chance to be productive. So if you want to get your mojo back, I want to leave you with this helpful tip. I want you to make sure that no is part of your regular vocabulary. Now, there's a formula that I use that helps me not feel so guilty. And honestly, it's super easy. So this is what it looks like. You're going to be honest, plus be brief, and offer a reason why. Be honest, be brief, offer a reason why. So let's break it down. It might look like this. I cannot commit. That's the firm no, right? Because now I'm going to offer a reason why. I have other priorities at the moment, which it's a reason, but it's short and vague enough, but it's not specific enough, but it is specific enough to not invite a counter argument in that moment, and it doesn't sound dishonest. I'm not trying to be manipulative here. I'm saying it's really important to say I cannot commit to this because I have other priorities at the moment, right? You are going to understand that being honest and being brief and offer a reason why keeps you in conversation with that person. Another great example might be, it now is not a good time for me because I'm in the middle of something else and I won't have that done till next week. Or you can use the appropriate, no, I believe it's not a good fit for me right now. All of those things are okay, and the more that you practice no, the more that you will find that you will feel better and have more control and get off that chaos merry-go-round that you're finding yourself in. Now, these 4 key attitudes to a happy life, they might seem simple enough, but they are an easy shift that you can make right now today, right after this Thought Leader Thursday episode, to show up better and be comfortably happy in your purpose. So, which one do you need to do today? I know it's going to be amazing for you. All right, next time we are going to have an amazing guest for you that's going to look at the world a little bit differently, that's going to shift your thinking, that's going to invite you in to think, do, and be a better leader. I am Suzanne Castle, and this is the Thought Leader Thursday.